Hello, hello. Oh my gosh, you guys. As soon as I hit go live, I started sneezing like crazy. It wasn't even a cute sneeze either. It was bad. So I hope everyone is doing well today. It's a beautiful day here. I'm so excited because I live in like the armpits of Satan. So it's super hot during the summer and it's finally cooling down. It's like only in the mid to high 80s, which is fucking amazing. Oh, I haven't done this in a while, you guys. I feel like a rookie every time I go live. Let me say hello to everyone. Kaz, Lion Mama, Paisley, Hakuna. I haven't seen you in forever. I hope you're doing well. Inez, Manchester Vicky, Freeside, Queen Ashley. I don't know. I didn't see anyone else live right now. I mean, there's other people live, obviously. Nobody I care about. So, what has been up, everyone? It's finally fall. We just celebrated Mabon. I hope everyone, like, for those of you that don't know what that is, we'll talk about it. Oh, crap. It's 43 there. I would love that, though. I would love it. I prefer, like, colder temperatures. I'm just not cut out for this horrible heat. Like, I have to be a good girl so I don't, you know, go to hell when I die because it wouldn't be good. Hello, Curious Idea, Fluffy. I just added some wrenches, but I don't see them on all of them on my end. So if it could have been an operator error though. So if it didn't work this time around, I'll get you next time. Um, but with the first day of fall, the way I look at the seasons is okay. So, like with fall, that's a time for reflection and just really taking an inventory of yourself, of your life, figuring out what needs to go, what needs to stay. And then when the winter rolls around, that's the time where you really just kind of spend a lot of time with yourself and make those changes. Um, you kind of make affirmations about what you want your life to be and where you want to go with it. Then in the spring, naturally, that's the time for rebirth. So that's when you kind of come out of your shell again for the next year and you put all of those changes into practice. And then in summer, that's like your time to shine, right? That's where you're like in your hottest phase. And that's just kind of how I look at it. So that's typically what you do in the fall. It's a time when you really look at your life and kind of figure out what's working for you and what isn't. And like I do a lot of journaling because I'm just a big nerd like that. And I mean, you could actually probably fill a whole wall of bookshelves with everything I've ever written in my life. So, yeah, that's where we're at. But I was telling the girls in the chat the other day, I made a simmer pot. And I know we probably all like our houses to smell really good. Like, I love things that smell good, but I'm more of like a woodsy kind of girl, I like those type scents like ambers and patchouli and sandalwood, all that stuff. So in this simmer pot, I just sliced up apples, oranges, throw that in there. Then you can use cloves. You can use ground cloves or the whole little cloves like you stick in ham. Um, Cinnamon, it can be ground or cinnamon sticks. Rosemary and vanilla. And you just put it all in a pot. I don't measure anything. You can. Then you just use I prefer to use like purified water or distilled water. And then I throw in a little bit of moon water that I make on the full moons. Put that in there and you just bring it to like a slow boil and then turn it down, let it simmer, and your whole house will smell so yummy. It's the best. It's better than any plug-in or Febreze or anything like that could ever be. Crap, it's still in the 90s. Curious idea. I'm sorry. Hello to everyone just coming in. Yesterday I made one and it was orange, thyme, cinnamon, and vanilla, and it smelled really good too. So that's what I do like all throughout the fall and the winter. Like I have a few recipes for Christmas that have like cranberries and stuff like that in it. Yeah, spring cleaning and fall cleaning. I do that too. Like it always amazes me how much crap we can accumulate in my house because I'm not like a big shopper. Like I do like to shop for clothes, especially now that I have to. Um, but yeah, it's like gremlins, you get it wet or something and the crap just multiplies. I love it when mini me's at school because I will get in there and I make stuff disappear. But I have to because both my girls have birthdays in November. One of them's on the 11th, one of them's on the 12th. Then we have Christmas right after that. Oh, crap. Someone broke into your yard and stole over $1,000? Dang. Yeah, everyone needs to do a purge every once in a while. I highly recommend doing, at minimum, do one good purge a year, not only with like your physical crap, but like with yourself too. Sometimes people have to be purged, right? You just got to torch that shit and get them out of your life. And that's been kind of a theme this week, right? Mama T, I'm going to kind of pick on you today a little bit, but know that it comes from a place of love. Maybe. Love's a little deep. Like, we're not going to go that far. I have kind of a love-hate relationship with Nana, right? She wanted to help someone today. I told her I needed help, and she told me I didn't. So, but we'll talk about that in a little bit because before we talk about my needs, I want to ask everyone to please, please, please say a prayer, light a candle, do a dance, whatever it is you do, because someone in our community really, really needs it right now. It is one of my best friends. She's going through a lot. She's dealing with a lot of loss this week, and one of the losses, it's hard. It's very hard. And she's hanging in there. She's being a trooper. She's doing what needs to be done. But it's not easy, right? It's never easy when you lose a loved one, especially a parent. I'm not going to go into detail with the story because I do not have her permission, even though I think that she probably wouldn't mind. Um, it's just not my story to tell. But I will say that she needs a lot of love and support. I talk to her several times a day. I check in with her by text all throughout the day and night. She knows that no matter what time it is, if she needs anything at all, to just let me know and I'll do what I can from here. She's not very far away from me, but far enough that I can't just like reach out and hug her. So, yeah. So that being said, I typically do not push my Cash App very often. It's always scrolling across the bottom. Today I'm going to do a little e-begging. not a lot. But there is a very special trip being planned. It is much needed. So if anyone would like to throw a dollar or two at that, it would be so appreciated. And I know that in the past I've done everything I could to help other people. So now it's time that I'm just asking for people to return the favor. It's definitely not a necessity. So I will be very transparent about that from the get go. This is a luxury thing, not too luxurious. I do have, like, a goal in mind that I need to meet. But my Cash App is scrolling across the screen. In return for that, all I can promise is lots of pictures and lots of stories, and it'll just be great. So yeah, that's that. Um, and thank you for the one that was just sent. Nicolina, you're great. Thank you very much. So, yesterday and today, I was listening to Mama T. And that's kind of like how this fiasco that we're doing is got its title, because there's been a lot of talk about just being over it and moving on. And yes, in theory, that would be fabulous. That would be great if that was possible. But when you look at the magnitude of the shit that's been done to people, it's not so easy for some people to just get over it and move on. Like, we're not all going to move on at the same pace, especially when you've been on the receiving end of all kinds of bullshit that has really impacted your your personal life. Like when you've lost jobs, when your family has been harassed, just all the shit that we've seen go down, it's not easy for people to just sweep that under the rug and move on, because a lot of people need closure. If I were to have all the crap done to me that I've seen done to other people, I'd be pissed. I wouldn't be so quick to just say, okay, it's over, let's just move on. No, I'm going to keep talking about that shit, and I'm going to keep throwing it up in your face until there's some resolution. But Mama T wants everyone to just get over it and move on. And if you talk about it, you're going to be blocked. Mama T, you have to understand, for 2 years, over 2 years, you were a big part of pumping Ernie up to do all this crap to people. So when people are pissed off and they want answers and they want to know why, well, you're the one left holding the bag, because he left you high and dry. He had already kicked you to the curb before he ended up in jail. Right, Kel, she can't expect people to get over stuff. And now she said she doesn't want to apologize. I have heard her give like a blanket apology to everyone, but for some people, that's just not enough. You have to give people the opportunity to be heard, to let them talk about their feelings and why they're so upset. She did back up everything he ever did. Oh no. I haven't gotten an email from Alan Krebs in a while. Thank goodness. I probably shouldn't have said that, because I'm probably going to get like 27 today. Yes, she did. She parroted everything Ernie ever said. She co signed all of it. If anyone like tried to speak out against it, it was awful. Like, she hated me and was horrible to me for so long if I even questioned anything he did. And I'm like, that stuff doesn't bother me. I can sweep that under the rug and just move it along. But I wasn't like the one that was targeted by all of them. And it definitely was all of them. She has a tendency to say, well, that was him doing it. It wasn't me. And I realize now that I was wrong for supporting him. Well, that's great. That's freaking great that you realize it now. But we needed you to realize it a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, or as she says, 3 years ago. Like, it's not okay for everyone else. There was a lot of people in this community that got hurt by things he did, things that she was a part of and she was in the chat cheering for. So I watched everyone yesterday, how like I could just see it getting more and more elevated. Oh, I just threw you guys. Sorry. She was wanting everyone to just shut up about it, not question her. She already said she was sorry. Then today it was like, if you come in there talking about it, you're going to get blocked. And even her chat, like poor little Mountain Violet, she was telling people, we should move on in love and rays of sunshine. And in a perfect world, that would be great. But we definitely are not living in a perfect world. Everyone's feelings are valid. So when you're telling people just move on and let it go, and you're basically implying that you're being the bigger person because you're willing to just let it go. No, what that says to me is just, I don't want to talk about it anymore. We're not going to talk about all the stuff I've done. Just shut up about it. So that's just as bad, in my opinion. When someone pisses me off, we're not going to get to a place where we can be cordial again until sorry, Clean Ashley. As my phone's a slippery little sucker today. We're not gonna get to a place where I'm okay with you until you hear me out. Once you hear me out and I've been able to say what I need to say, then I can let it go. Maybe I'm wrong for that. Maybe I'm the asshole in that situation. I don't know. But I think that if you really are wanting to get to a place where you can grow and move forward, then you need to have a conversation. And it doesn't necessarily have to be in front of everybody. Shit's gotten so chaotic around this YouTube, though, that sometimes I think that is the only option. Just burn it all down and start over. But what's that going to mean? What would that actually look like in reality? There's going to be people you can't talk to anymore, because as long as everyone is, semi running around in the same circles as everyone else, shit's going to get brought up and brought up again and brought up again. And the problem is, you have these new people coming along with these news channels that really don't know what they're talking about because they weren't here for it. And they say that they're doing their due diligence because production is getting all these clips and shit together. But when you look at who production is, you're going to get a very biased version of the story. You're not going to get the full truth, because remember, there's always three sides. There's their side, your side, and somewhere in the middle is the truth. And even then, that is shaky ground. And then when you start involving other people, then you have their version of events. So you can't really say that you're an actual factual news channel and you're putting the facts out there, because yes, you might be showing a clip that is giving verbatim everything that you're saying out of your mouth. So yes, in that sense, you're showing facts. The clip you're showing matches up with your opinion because you have molded your opinion around what that clip is saying. What that clip doesn't show is the other side of the conversation and the feelings that were involved in that. So then you're at a crossroads. Like, what do you do? Nana Kim, I'm going to have to agree. One of my other pet peeves is let me think of how to put it. If I hear someone say, I'm the biggest, most badass person on the internet, and you don't want to cross me because you have no idea what I'm going to do to you, and nobody can touch me. I'm invincible and I will make hellfire rain down on you. If I hear someone say that, chances are good that I'm probably not going to be that intimidated by that person. It's the ones who walk around and don't let you know that they're like a sleeper cell. That's the ones you got to watch out for. That's the ones that will flip on you in a heartbeat and you're going to feel it. And I can't help but giggle every time there's like some kind of commotion going on. And then you get into a pissing contest on the panel about who's bigger and who's badder. That shit is comical. I love it though, because I'm such a smartass and I don't take this stuff seriously, right? Like, the parts of it that I take seriously are the parts that you don't see out here. It's the relationships I've formed behind the scenes, the friendships I've made, things like that. It's not me in chats talking about boobies, right? Like that, that's not real. This YouTube crap is only as real as you let it be. But that's where the problem is. Somewhere down the road, it crossed over from being internet fun to people's real lives being affected. And Mama T, that's what you have to understand. And she should know. You should know, Mammy. You should know all too well because you had shit happen to you in your real life. And someone made a comment today in her chat saying, they're basically saying it's no big deal. People shouldn't want to say, well, you did this, so I'm going to do that. And that is another thing that irritates the crap out of me is they're real bad about justifying their actions, saying, well, you did this. No, let's just pause for a minute because I've said this before. Nobody's innocent. I've seen everyone from all over do things to people. I've been an asshole to people. I have. I'm not innocent either. There's things that I haven't done and I absolutely will not do to people, but I'm no saint. I have a mouth on me. I'm sarcastic and I can say mean things sometimes. I mean, I'm sorry if I've ever hurt anyone's feelings. Sorry. But I'm really not that sorry. You knew what you were getting into when you logged on and decided to jump into that chat. That's another thing. You can't cry baby about it when you keep showing up to these chats where you know you're going to get ripped to shreds. If you know that 90% of the people in that chat are not big fans of yours and you hop in there, you get what you get. And some of us can handle that and some of us can't. If you're of the population that can't, then just don't go in there. Don't go in there and provoke it because sometimes that's all it takes is you being there to provoke all kinds of chaos. If you know that it's going to provoke that kind of reaction, just stay away. Well, chasing, then what happens is people say, I should be allowed to go where I want and not have anyone mess with me. Well, yeah, you could. It should be that way, but it's not. And you know this, man. You're not all new. The majority of us know how this game is played. There's things that have happened to people that I absolutely feel bad for them about. There's other things that have happened to people that I wish it would be done 10 times worse because they just deserved it. Do I agree or think that people's families should be caught in the crossfire? No, because they didn't sign up for this. I would be livid if someone went after my kids. That's why I can understand why other people are livid that their children have gone after. That horrible things have been said about their children, about their clothing choices, and basically being called little hookers. I don't agree with that. Hey, Jimbo. But, it is what it is. It's all been said and done now. We cannot control how anyone else reacts to this moving forward. All we can control is ourselves. The other day I was watching Kells Bells and it was a Kells Bells. I'm sorry, but your panel the other day was chaos. Chaos. I was there for it though. I sure was. I'm a mod on your channel. I'm going to be there to support you even when I want to crawl under a blanket fort and hide. I'm still going to be there. And Ash was on the panel. Now, there's a lot of stuff that's happened between Ash and other people. Like, that's not the kind of stuff that can be swept under the rug either. And Ash, I mean, you contradicted yourself a few times when you were on that panel. You absolutely did. I would have to go back and get specific examples because, like I said, I've been dealing with a friend and their situation lately, and it's been a lot. But I think part of it was, let me think, I know there's at least one thing I can remember. The wheels are turning. It'll come to me. Um, I think it had to do with, I was about talking about the way people look. She said she never talks about the way anyone looks or something like that. But then, like a few seconds before that, she had just said something about Nick's looks. And then she said, she was kind of laughing because someone had said that they watch everything. And she was like, so you're obsessed. You watch me all the time. You're obsessed. Not 5 minutes before that, she just got done saying that she watches everyone. If it's a creator where she thinks her name might come up, she watches it. Yes, the biggest one. Don't talk about people that aren't there. And that's exactly true. You weren't there for the whole first half of the stream that I saw. You weren't there. In fact, I had to rewind to go back to where you got on panel because I had to step away for a little bit. And that happens all the time. I don't want to talk about people when they're not here to defend themselves. Not everyone can be there. But admittedly, they're probably there in the bushes watching. It's just, I think we're at that point where how do you just like torch the place and start over? I personally don't see how anyone can just start over with everyone else because even though people say, I'm not going to tell you where you can go. Yes, like I'm that way too. I'm not going to verbally tell someone, you can't go here. Will I give someone a side eye if I see them in a place where they're doing a lot of shit talking about people that I care about or people that this person is supposed to be on really good terms with? Yeah, I'm probably gonna give you an eye roll or two. But then I'm just gonna like chalk it up as a loss and just move it along. Oh, seeing that, I feel like she went really hard on you, Curious Idea, for no reason whatsoever. I don't know if there's some underlying history with you guys. I will never, I think it's in poor taste to criticize someone who is trying to pull themselves up out of any type of addiction. You could be the biggest crackhead on the planet, but if you are actively trying to better your life and pull yourself out of that hole, then I'm all for it. And I will never criticize that. So when she just kept saying over and over again, "You're a drunk, go take a drink, you're a drunk." I don't agree with that, because that could be the very thing that could cause someone to go take that drink or go do whatever drug it is that they're trying to walk away from. Quitting any kind of addiction on your own is commendable. It's not easy at all, because when you do things like go to a facility or you seek like outpatient help, you have a support system. You can remove yourself from situations, especially if you go to a facility, right? They like pluck you out of your life. You're away from all the people who were enabling you or other people that you hung around with that were using or drinking. You get kind of, some time away. But when you're still keeping up with everyday life, being a parent, being a grandparent, going to work, taking care of a house, taking care of a family, whatever it is you have going on in your daily life, and you're now trying to do that without your crutch, it can be hard. So I thought that was in poor taste, Ash. I did. I really thought that that was not a good look for you. And I think that when you are presenting yourself as the voice of reason, that, maybe just don't do that next time. And this crap about nobody likes Curious Idea, the mean girls don't like Curious, and we don't like, who else did she say we don't like? Oh, Trixie. And I think she said we don't like Texas Kim. I might be mistaken, but someone else had started talking when she said the last name, but I think that she said that. I'm just going to say that couldn't be further from the truth. I've never seen anyone say anything bad about Curious. The only time that I think there was friction with Trixie is back before everyone made up. Like with everyone from the stand. And I was caught kind of in the middle there for a while. I've never heard any this Kim. Um, yeah, so just to clear that air, hang on one second. I have to send a text to someone. Okay, sorry about that. Um, yeah, right, Lion Mama. We also, yeah. There's very few people around here that I can actually say that I just can't stand them, don't like them, talk about them all the time. There's people I might crack jokes about, make fun of, and I don't want anyone to take this personally, but I don't know everyone well enough to say whether I like or dislike them. But where did it start, Ash? Like, how did that start? can anyone really, I'm like, so much shit has happened by this point. Can anyone honestly sit back and say for sure who threw the first shot? Because I think that at this point, stuff has gotten so crazy. I think that there's probably very few situations where anyone can honestly say how it all started. As long as Ash is respectful, then, let's not block her right now. But Ash, I'm giving you a chance in here. And that's not anything to do with me. It's because there's a lot of people in my chat that you have conflict with. So let's just try to be like, I never have chat problems. I don't want today to be the day that we start because I don't like blocking people. I love that I don't have to go in all the time and check my block list. I mean, my block list has probably about 6 people on it, and the majority of them are the sex bots that used to spam chats way back when. Okay, thank you, Queen Ashley. Yeah, Kelsbell's like, I hate dealing with. No, Rabbit, I do the fitness lives on my. I have a whole other channel for that because I don't like. I am a rep for a fitness company, so I don't mesh this crap with the fitness stuff. So there's a whole other channel for that, and that's probably going to be tomorrow. Hey Donna, good to see you. Hello to everyone coming in. Markella. Oh, she blocked everyone from it. That's another thing I don't do. Like, I don't block a lot of people. Like, if I'm a mod for your channel and you expect me to be blocking people, I'm horrible at it. I don't block people because I know what a pain in the ass it can be for creators to have to go in every time someone comes in whining that they're blocked. And let's be honest, what does it really do? They're just going to come back on another account, right? Someone can, if they have a lot of sock accounts in their closet, they can absolutely keep you busy an entire stream and drive your mods crazy blocking them. It's a game, it's a troll game. Hey, Fugitive Recovery. Ay, ay, ay. I got kind of thrown off. So, how do all of you feel? Like, is there anyone in the chat that thinks that it would even be possible at this point to just do what Mama T wants to do and just sweep it under the rug and move on? I think that everyone's going to have their own independent, like individual feelings about it. Only you as individuals know your level of hurt or your level of anger. I don't see how it'd be possible. If y'all can pull that off, I would be amazed. And Mama T, my best advice to you would be to hear people out. Like, you need to give people the opportunity. And even if you don't want to do it publicly, because you can't. Like, if you go in her chat, right, and you say something wrong, like, mods also have to take into consideration that you only get so many characters to type a comment, right? Um, So sometimes you have to like make it short and sweet, and you might not be able to give a full explanation, and it might come across as, kind of snotty or cocky, and you might take it the wrong way. Plus, it's just hard to get emotion through text. Yeah, mom, you're doing it the right way. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I watch some people strictly because it makes me laugh. I love to laugh, in case you guys haven't noticed. So if you're up there making an ass of yourself every day, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna be in your chat laughing about it. I can't help it. I about cried when she took about her noodles. Oh, I must not know about the noodles thing. Like, there's been a lot of shit. Why you got the spiral eyes, Ash? I mean, this is a place we can try to talk it out here if you want. I don't have a ton of time because I got to get mini me, but I mean, like, I accept the fact that there's some people that just don't like me, right? And I just don't let it bother me. People are going to have their strong feelings. Oh, thank you, Fugitive Recovery. I'm going to take this moment to just go ahead and e-bag a little bit. I am only about $45 away from my goal. My Cash App is scrolling across the bottom. I really don't want to lose this place that I need to make a reservation for. So, if you weren't here earlier, there is an exciting trip that is being planned. It's much needed. You can rewind a little bit and you can hear what's going on. So yeah, if you want to tip me today, my Cash App's on the banner. Shameless e-bag. Because I'm going through my own shit. Um, you find Mammoth's ignorance mesmerizing. So do I. And I feel like sometimes, Mama T, you can get through to her better when there aren't certain people like telling her how to feel. I'm sorry. I feel like Lori tells her how to feel a lot of times. We can do a meal plan live on my other channel. We absolutely can. Oh, no. It's a different kind of burn on this channel. Different kind of burn. What was something else Mama T talked about today? There was a few things that I surprisingly found myself agreeing with her about. I think the delivery and, maybe some of her reasoning behind it was a little off. Oh, noodles. Oh my gosh. I'm so stupid. Now I know. Ah, speaking of no lies, whatever happened to her? Uh, no. If you guys are ever confused, like any live I do about fitness stuff will be on the CJ channel, not this one. I just haven't seen her in a while. I know that no lie for a while she liked me, and then she had a period of time where she didn't like me, and then she liked me again. And last I heard, she didn't like me. Speaking of liking me, I was nominated for an award. Okay. I was nominated for the creator who has changed for the worse. I don't even know if I won that damn thing. I didn't get a notification or anything of the sort. I didn't get a trophy, a participation ribbon, a certificate. But I just want someone to explain to me exactly how I've changed. The only thing that's changed is the people I might talk about when I'm up here. Other than that, I'm still me. I think what it is people think that I've changed for the worse because of who I associate with. But I got to tell you, there has not been one single time where I have been given a set of instructions and told what to do. I have never been given an ultimatum that if I didn't go after someone that I had to no longer be a part of the group. I have never been told who I can and can't like. I have none of that. Not by Jimbo, not by Nick, not by anyone else that I hang out with. And I've been a part of the stand for over a year now. And let's be honest, I don't really like being told what to do anyway. So if someone did try to pull that crap, you'd probably hear about it. Because I'd probably throw a little fit. Here's one thing that people need to know about me. All these people that think that I've just changed so much and I'm just this big old meanie. Lean in a little bit. None of y'all have ever been around me long enough to actually know me as a person. You really don't know that much about me. All you know is what I get up here and show you. Just a little hint. So, whatever. If I've changed for the worse, then thank you for the nomination. I can't go to Ern's chat anymore. I take that back. I did have one person that got all butt hurt because I was somewhere that they felt I shouldn't be. But we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about her because I haven't seen her in a while. I don't care, and I don't want her biting anyone else's heads off. Right, Queen Ashley? Like, I can like everyone until I don't. Nope. Nope. DC, no one. I've never, in all this evil crap that everyone thinks that is going on in the Mean Girls chat. Now, I cannot speak on how it was in the past. I wasn't around then. But I can tell you that since I've been there, I it's been a breeze, honestly. We spend more time talking about like current events and things going on in our lives and accomplishments that our children have made and stuff going on in our communities we live in. We've shared recipes, craft stuff. I mean, I don't know. See, Lion Mama Lena, I heard it used to be quite drama filled, and maybe at all these people that are saying, well, I've been a part of it, I know what goes on. Well, yeah, you were a part of it and you did see it at a different time. But newsflash, you were involved in it too. So it can't, don't try to present it like, well, I was just a witness to see what others were doing. No, you were all up in it too. That's right. Like, we are friends in there. I mean, and again, I will reiterate because I don't want people from like Mama T's clan to say that I'm on my high horse and think I'm completely innocent. No, I'm absolutely not. I can be a big old biatch when I want to be. I absolutely can. I will go for the jugular and not even think twice about it. Does that mean I'm the biggest, toughest person on YouTube? Absolutely not. There are probably some people around here that could eat me alive. But if you do things like come for my children, then my feisty side is probably going to come out. I do love our Discord, Donna, and I want to start being in there more. I'll just go out and say it. I don't care. I don't want anyone to think that I kind of disappeared from Discord because I had flipped or I didn't like anybody in there. What happened is a former mod from over there, out of the blue, tried to call me out for being trolly in Ernie's chat or even being cordial to him. So when that happened, for the greater good of the group as a whole, I just kind of quit coming around as much. But, and I feel like maybe I have not been in there enough that, if people are thinking anything now, it's probably my fault because I stayed gone too long. So just know it's not because of anything that anyone that's in the Discord has done. It's just, and I texted Jimbo about this and I said, look, I'm going to kind of step back a little bit because I don't want to make it awkward for anyone. But that person has since gone. So there's not that conflict anymore. Hey, Daisy Joe. Yes, I love our Mean Girls chat. I do. It's like one of my favorite places to hang out. I have to turn my phone on Do Not Disturb at night because we do have some night owls and that phone will keep going off all night. Which I usually try to usually around 11 o'clock, my phone goes on Do Not Disturb and I don't turn it back on until about 5:30 in the morning. Skunk the wiener pick. I'm going to check something real quick. Okay, guys, I know that people have a couple of dollars out there. Like this, I really need this to happen. I will go ahead and tell again, there is someone in our community who is dealing with tons of loss right now. A loss of 2 family members and then a close family friend all in the same week. The family friend and one of the family members was on the same day. She's got a lot on her plate. She's a lot on her shoulders right now that she is handling. She is doing great, as well as can be expected. So if everyone could just please continue to say some prayers and throw some positive energy her way. I have gotten to know this person since joining the Mean Girls chat. And it's been a long time since I could say that I had like a close girlfriend, and don't get me wrong, like my heart is equally spread to all the Mean Girls, but she and I are a little bit closer. We're not far away from each other location wise. So yes, there's something in the works to kind of be the light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. But yes, and I want it to be special. I want to do all the fun things, but yes, summer 1435. That's all I need. Let's make it happen. So, I want to do all the fun stuff, and it's gonna be good. I think. I hope if I can pull this off, I have to get this taken care of today. But yeah. So any and all tips are appreciated. I will dance. I'll do a little dance. At this point, I'll do anything. Just kidding. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to show you guys my feet pictures. Oh, let's see. Let me see what's going on in the chat. Yes, Queen Ashley, I do love her. Like, she is a lot stronger than I think I would be. And I know that when I was dealing with the loss of my mother, no, I'm not going to put on my Zumba outfit and do the paper cut Tina dance. Holy shit. It was hard with my mom. Like, I was the one, my dad couldn't handle it. And my mom passed away in September of 2010. And like that following January would have been their 50th wedding anniversary. So he was like losing his whole world. And then my brother at the time lived in Vegas and had 2 small children and a wife and a full-time job. So it was a lot of traveling, back and forth. And it was very unexpected. My mom had stage 4 small cell cancer. There's another name for it. Nick might know. But it started in her lungs. And by the time they caught it, she had like, her brain looked like she had a headband of tumors across the top of her head. It was in her bones, her abdomen. It was everywhere. And she was on her way to North Carolina to visit me. She had gone to like get her hair done, and when she got home, she was walking up the steps to go in the house, and she got dizzy, fell backwards, busted the back of her head open, and she laid out there for a couple of hours before my dad found her. And she, no, I think oat cell, I think that's what they called it. It was like one of the fastest growing types. So yeah, it was 3 weeks from the day that they found it. They sent her to the trauma center because she had a head injury. We have a hospital here. It's part of LSU, Baton Rouge, but it's like for our location, it's a teaching hospital. That's where they sent her. That's where they found the cancer. It was over Labor Day weekend, and I fought to get her home. She just wanted to come home. She didn't want to do the treatments because she just wanted to come home and be with her family. And she gave me power of attorney. I wanted to have hope that the treatment would help, even though deep down I knew it wouldn't. We got her home. She lived exactly 3 weeks, and then she passed away. So thank you, everyone, for the condolences. When you're younger, you think your parents are going to be around forever. And I will be 50 years old next year, and, you realize that they're not going to be around forever. So, in this situation with our community member, it hasn't been an easy road, but they'd gotten to a place where they were getting a good relationship going, and now this happens. But everything happens for a reason, right? This will all be okay in the end. So I've been trying to make calls and deal with final arrangements and just doing whatever I can to help. But the way you guys can help is just say some prayers and send some positive energy her way. And She hasn't been around in chats for, gosh, a couple of weeks now, but she'll be back. We're going to get her through this rough patch and she's going to come back and then we can all love on her and it'll be great. And if I get permission to actually talk more about it, honey. Yes, I turned 49 this year. It was awful, but I've had a lot of personal changes happen in the past year. A lot of good things going on. But if you get up close, like if you look at me up close, the wrinkles are there. They're definitely there. And the gray hair, if I don't stay on top of dyeing my hair, ooh-wee. So, what do you guys think, folks? Should we just sweep it under the rug and just move on? I don't think that that's possible. Is there a way to just burn it all down and start fresh with everyone? I don't think that that's possible either. And I think that a lot of the reason it's not possible is because there are still so many people who will not take accountability for the things that they have done. There are still so many people who know damn well that someone didn't do something, but they are gonna just go down trying to blame that person. They're not gonna let up one bit. There's been a lot of that going on too. Oh, Kennedy, we're just talking about I was listening to Mama T earlier and her message was she's done. She's not going to apologize anymore. She doesn't want to talk about anything anymore. She wants everyone to just get over it and move on. And see, I don't think it's you don't necessarily have to be friends, but I think because of the community we're in, right, it all kind of intertwines. Don't know how that happened, but when you really think about it, Ernie really is the catalyst for all the bullshit, right? Like he brought that particular group of people. He got this weird following of eagles and tigers and so, we all reacted to those cuckoo birds. And now here we are. I could do without the evil toxicity too. Like I will smile and I will joke around. Sometimes I'm not joking. Sometimes I might go in a chat and say something and people think I'm joking and I'm dead serious. Like you pissed me off and this is how I feel. You'll know if I'm joking though, because it's going to have some funky little emoji with it if I'm not being serious. No, I don't think so either, L. Kennedy. I think that some of this stuff cuts so deep that sweeping it under the rug would be unhealthy, honestly. And like I heard Mama T the other day trying to call out a certain someone. They were talking about whether or not he was back in jail. And I'm not talking about Ernie, but we'll talk about that in a minute about the defending Air Force. But she was like, oh, yes, and he's an RSO now, like trying to, like, she wanted everyone to know that she thought that was like a scumbag thing, that he has to be an RSO now. And I'm thinking, dude, why are you like criticizing? Like, you would think that she would be humbled, even though, yes, it's a fact that might be, but I don't know. If you know, you know. Like, I don't feel like she's in a position that should be talking about someone being an RSO. I think that that is just a topic she should not approach at all. The thing with defending Air Force, I was in the, I wanted to type a comment too about that situation because I 100% feel that that money is still owed to fugitive and Air Force. I really do. And Mama T, I think you need to pay it. And Mama T, when I said in your chat that I need help, I meant it. I sat there listening to you saying I want to help someone today. Did you ever help anyone though? Did you ever help anyone at the end of the stream? You don't have to help me, Mama T, because I'll figure it out. And mine, like I said, is not a necessity. It's a luxury. But did you actually help someone or did you just put websites in the chat for your supporters to help? That was kind of janky to me. Like I thought that was in poor taste. Yes, $1,250. That's a little extreme. Okay, you guys, I am $25 away from my goal. Can you guys hear me now? Yes, no? Hello? Can you hear me? Okay. My little thing isn't lighting up now, so I don't know if y'all can hear. But I didn't think that the topic was ever going to be brought up again. I thought that it was going to get swept under the rug and she was going to move on, honestly. But she did bring it back around, and people were giving her some good recommendations of charities that she can help. So I sincerely hope, Mama T, that you did get done with your live and actually help someone. I sincerely do. Because that would be dirty if you did that and then none of those charities that were recommended, like you're the one that brought up the MMIW. So if at all possible, like I would, if you want to throw a receipt up for a donation that you made to them, that would be great. I personally think that rather than helping someone, you should make a payment towards that money that you owe fugitive and Air Force. Yes, Jimbo. She wanted to help someone today. I tried to get her to help me. And thank you to the last two cash ships that came in. I am $15 away from my goal. You guys are amazing. Um, and I truly appreciate every dollar that has come in today. I think that we have an amazing community. I see people help each other all the time, and it warms my heart. So yeah, I think that Air Force and Fugitive, they did a lot by helping her. And it's even if you pay them $5 a month, that shows that you care enough to at least do that. And this whole business about I've paid them what I knew was specified as a loan, no. When you go taking that much money from someone, come on now. You think people are just going to give you that much money? That they're just going to keep funding your every need constantly? Come on. No. Like something. Give them something. But I do feel that the charities would be a good thing. So hopefully, Mama T, you followed through with this one thing. Don't do what Ernie has taught you to do. Don't be all talk and no action. Because that's just tacky as fuck. Yes, truth hurts. That's another thing that I even like. I had to rewind it and make sure I heard that correctly. Because she said, you don't hear Fugitive talking about it anymore. What is she going to say at this point? What could she possibly say that she hasn't already said? She's probably like chalked it up to a loss. Oh my gosh. I'm about to cry. I just got the final cash app that I needed from the person that I've been asking for prayers for. So see, you guys, you can make real friendships on the internet. You just have to not be an asshat. But yeah, I don't think there's anything that Fugitive or Air Force could say at this point. They have threatened, they have gotten mad, they have forgiven and just done whatever they could. And it hasn't been enough. She's not gonna freaking pay that money back. Come on. If I had it laying around to spare, I would pay them back for her. Not because I want to do her a favor, just because I don't like seeing people get screwed over. Me too, Jimbo. I mean, I've made friends with people that I probably, if I saw them walking down the street, it probably wouldn't be anyone that I would like associate with. So in some situations, I feel like you have an advantage, right? Like when you're trying to form relationships with people, like the internet does offer some good advantages. You do have to be careful. You don't want to just go out getting close to rando people because there's a lot of psychos out there. But you do have the opportunity to interact with people that you normally wouldn't on a daily basis. Yes, they were really good to her. There were a lot of people that were really good to Mama T. There was. And I don't have like firsthand knowledge that I saw for myself, but I've heard the stories. I've seen the proof of things that people have done for her. I've seen very little that she's done for other people. So, and not all people can do things like give people monetary help. Like, I'm not in a position right now where I can help a lot of people monetarily, but I can be there for people. I can, if people need to yell at someone or vent or just get it out, I can be that person. I'll be your punching bag, get it all out, and then we'll just keep it moving. But she doesn't even go to that extent for people. Maybe she's different with the friends she has on her channel. like maybe her and Lori have this really good relationship. I kind of question it because they were just in a freaking tiff not too long ago. It's just, I kind of look at YouTube as just this one big human behavior experiment. It's fascinating to me. She did have a lot of financial support, and people did it because the people around here, the same people that everyone says are just scumbags and they're evil, like it might not bother her, but it bothers me when people call Nick Satanalina. That bothers me. Because I just feel like that is, I mean, you're talking about a dude that comes from the depths of hell, you know? I don't know. I'm just weird like that, though. Some things that just poke at me that don't necessarily poke at other people. Right, Chaos? It does. Because I feel like, what has she done that other people haven't done? I mean, let's call a spade here. It just goes back to the no one's innocent. I bring strays in off the streets too. Like, I don't know. And I've always been like, I give too much sometimes. Like, I tolerate too much. And it's bit me in the ass more often than not. You know, like I'm dealing with a situation right now that, had I known back then what it would be like today, I would have run the other direction. I honestly would have. Let's read some comments and then I am going to have to hop off here because my little mini me, oh my gosh, and yes, she is a miniature version of me. You know how your parents tell you, wait till you have kids, you're gonna get your payback. This child is my payback, wrapped in a cute little box with a big old bow, and she is like me times a million. I'm in trouble with this one. And she'll be 11 in November. But she's going to be getting home soon. And everyone knows that she's nosy AF. So I can't be on here when she's around because she likes to eavesdrop. And I definitely don't need her going and repeating some of the stuff that I say. So the people that talk about her being Satan all has devil shit in their basement. Yeah, I mean we all do, right? We all have shit that we've done. Yes, Scorpio babies. And you know, I'm a Leo, so we Leos, it's all about us, right? Well, this Scorpio is giving me a run for my money. No, they don't miss a trick. She will literally, like, because in my house, I have a pretty big house, but the walls aren't exactly that thick. So she has found a place in the house that even if I'm in my room in the little office area, she has positioned herself in the house where she can still hear, like, through the vents or something. It's crazy. She's like a stealth little ninja. Have a good nap, Jimbo. I will see you tonight if y'all go live tonight. Bye, Donna. Be safe. Your 12-year-old is nosy. Yes. I know. Like, oh, I thought that surely, like my son, he is 22 and I'm not going to say he was a handful. He did typical teenage boy stuff, you know, like Yeah, he did. But he didn't push the limits too hard. Like, he did things that I knew he was going to be out there doing, but he was always responsible. He didn't ever get in the car with anyone when they were drinking. They always stayed where they were at. I always told them, if you're ever in a situation and your friends have been drinking, do not let them drive. Call me, no questions asked. I will pick you guys up, deliver them home safely, and we'll deal with it the following day. Um, they never got in trouble at school. I think maybe there was like a couple of in school suspensions for like tardies and stuff like that. No big deal. But, and then my middle daughter, she will be 20 in November, and she is my shy one. She's very quiet. This one, though, why did I have to have the wild one at the end when I'm like, I'm tired, you guys, because I was a wild child myself. So I was exhausted by the time I even started having babies. And now here I am about to be 50 years old, and I've got this one who is just, she's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to show you who's running the show. But I wouldn't trade her for anything in the world. You know, she's my little ball of chaos. But she is a good kid. She's got a big heart, and she is sensitive, but she has no fear. And even when she was little, um, I can remember, like, I live in an area where we have a festival for everything. The grass starts growing, and we're going to have a festival for it. But her sister was in like dance line, so we were always going to parades and performances. And here's little mini me, like, running up to strangers and dancing next to him, or she would hug on someone's leg. And she's still that way. She doesn't hug people, but she'll talk to anybody. She just sang in the talent show at her school last Friday. It blew me away. Like, I had no idea that she was that brave, like, she got up there in front of a packed auditorium, and I was worried. I'm like, is she going to remember the words to her song? Because I never saw her practicing a lot. She doesn't, at home, she doesn't like to dance or sing in front of us. And they only had 2 practices at school. So, um, yeah, like, but she did amazing. And she was the 4th act in the talent show, but the first one to sing. And everyone was clapping for her, and it just made my mommy heart proud. And then there was a lot of people. It wasn't really like, this wasn't a contest to get prizes, right? There was no trophies or anything like that. It was just to showcase their talents, because she goes to a magnet school and they have a talented arts program. So this was just to show off their skills or their hobbies or their likes. And a lot of people signed up to do tumbling. Well, when you get there and you watch it, the tumbling was literally just doing cartwheels across the stage, and it was the cutest thing ever. And there was this one little boy. He's in 6th grade, and he sang that song. Crap, it was One Direction. That whole, that's what makes you beautiful. He sang that song, and he was playing the guitar, and every time it got to the beautiful part, he would like point at the crowd and did a little dance. It was just a good time. Like, I wish I had more storage on my phone, because I would have recorded the whole thing, because it was just great. I love to see kids when they're able to just be themselves and be secure and feel safe. Kids deal with a lot in school these days. My daughter asked me the other day if they really made bulletproof backpacks. That breaks my heart. No child should be thinking about that stuff. But that is the world we live in. So when you look at things like that and then you compare it to this internet bullshit, you got to kind of weigh it out and see what's really important. This YouTube shit is nothing compared to what our children have to walk out that door and face every single day of their lives. So I'll be damned if I'm going to let anyone from YouTube add to that stress for my children. This whole talking shit about what girls wear to a dance, knowing damn well that they're old enough to get on this internet by themselves and hear it. That's shameful. So maybe the dress wasn't your cup of tea. Good. When you have a child, don't buy that dress. Or if you already have a child, don't buy that dress. I don't know. Like, I could just, when it comes to the babies, and I'm talking babies of all ages, because they're always going to be our babies, there's just a line, and yes, those lines have been crossed more than once. So we might not be able to just sweep it all under the rug and move on, but we can change what we do from here on out. Can you guys hear me now? My phone is doing wonky things. What's the last thing you heard? Because I only have a couple minutes and I don't remember like where my thing went off at, but okay. So we can't change anything. If you want to try to sweep it under the rug, that's fine. If that's what works for you personally, all I'm saying is, Mama T, you cannot expect everyone else to just get over it and move on. So when you get resistance, another thing, Mama T, I do not want to forget about this because Mama T, you made me laugh. I was outside walking and I started laughing out loud. My neighbors probably think I'm crazy, but you said I'm the kind of person who doesn't like to do the same thing over and over again. Like, I like to change it up. Ma'am, just yesterday and today, you were talking about the same thing. Before that, you were talking about the same thing for like 6, 7 days straight because you were mad at Charlie. So let's not say that. That's like stretching a little bit. I think you absolutely don't mind doing the same thing over and over. But if people are going to come in your chat, you need to have a little understanding. They only get 200 characters to get their point across. And sometimes those points are being blocked or removed before you even notice they're there. Yes, catcalling people. She used to catcall me all the time. In fact, when I wanted to do a little interview, I had to go to her channel to do it, and then she booted me. I'm the kind of person, Mama T, that when I do something like that, like I want to get to the bottom of it. I want there to be a beginning, a middle, and a conclusion. Like you can't just boot people off. I mean, it's your channel. If they're being disrespectful to you, you can give them the 3 strikes and then they're out of there. But you do have some heavy handed mods who will block for some crazy stuff. Yes, demanding him to take the tiger off his name, but then you go look at them who are so against Ernie and the tigers and all this and that. And she's got a dang slideshow where everything is tigers. Ay, ay, ay. Well, I have got to go get Mini Me from the bus stop. I appreciate all of you for being here. Hey, Tiny T. If I didn't get to say hello to you guys individually, I'm so sorry. Do not take it personally. You are all of equal importance to me. I appreciate everyone who sent me some mana and continue. Please, 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 with everything you have in you, say some prayers for our community friend. I'll be happy to explain more, but like I said, I'm not going to do it without her permission. Um, but just know that she needs to feel all the positive energy in the world right now. And I hope all of you have an amazing Thursday evening. I hope you all have yummy dinners. And everyone who is in the path of the storm, please stay safe. I don't need any of y'all floating out to sea and colliding with Sweet Melissa's boat. Um, yeah. So, as always, hug your loved ones. You seriously never know if tomorrow is going to come. I'm absolutely watching that situation play out firsthand. Hug your babies tight, keep them safe. If there's someone in the community you think you can make amends with, you don't have to be best friends. Maybe you just want to be heard and keep it moving. Do that. But don't ever make anyone feel or let anyone make you feel like you have to just get over it and move on. Because for some of us, it's not that simple. So I will see all of you guys hopefully at some point tomorrow. It might be a little later in the day. We're going to do the dang fitness live, okay? We're going to do it. Even on the days that I don't feel like working out, I work out. And trust me, there's a lot of days I don't feel like it. But we're going to keep it up because being healthy is good. All right, guys, stay safe, and I will see you guys next time. Love you all. Bye-bye.